There I was, after all those years, at the threshold of a nightmarish place. I never thought I'd have the courage to return. While I had been toying with the idea for a while, that day I had woken up with a peculiar urge to return to Hanwell Mental Institute.
Was that a ghost?
Of course, there was a strong reason to come here, but the circumstances that led me back to the Institute were oddly dreamlike, as if I wasn't in control of my own actions.
Oh shit, yep, I was right.
Why was I doing this? I needed to know what this place had done to me, the meaning behind those bizarre visions. I'd rather face the direful truth than live in blissful oblivion.
Press escape to open the record book. Name, diagnosis, new load, save, achievement, interview, settings, credits. Oh wait, let me see. Where's the subtitle? No subtitle? I don't see anything. There's another page. Nope. Can I go back? As I grabbed my notepad, I was struck by a sense of confidence I hadn't expected. I felt ready to tackle the mysteries inside the something. Middle mouse to zoom in. Right click to open your journal. Enter the institute. What a strange rock formation, beautiful yet somehow disquieting. A gloomy forest bordered the grounds of Institute, creating a pronounced sense of isolation. Press a spacebar to toggle hotspots. There was a sort of unnatural calm surrounding this area. It wasn't helping to boost my confidence at all. Even though I was still outside, I could already feel the oppressive nature of the building. Yep, that's a fucking creepy building. The Institute was every bit of loathsome as I remember. Okay, let's go. Oh, there are people here. 8 p.m. I thought it was an abandoned building.
Welcome to the Hanwell Mental Institute. What can I do for you?
I wasn't expecting to find anyone here.
Oh? And why is that?
Well, this is gonna sound a bit strange, but I thought this building was abandoned.
As you can see, that's no longer the case. My name is Julia, and I'm the receptionist for the Institute. Why are you here?
People? Julia?
So you were the receptionist here?
Yes, this is my first night. The Institute is operating with minimal staff until renovations are complete.
Do you cover a position other than receptionist? I feel this place needs a lot of staff.
Not at the moment. I'm just waiting on people to show up at the door and helping them whenever needed.
Sounds like you're doing a good job.
Perhaps. There's not much I can do at the moment.
I see how the position could be a bit tedious. At least until there's more people arriving.
Okay. More Julia?
I don't think we have anything else to discuss.
Thank you for being considerate. There's so much I need to do.
Okay, what can I do?
This is an awkward situation. I was hoping to take a look around the Institute.
But you thought it was abandoned.
Indeed, and that's why I thought nobody would mind.
We certainly do mind. This is private property, you know. Hanwell Mental Institute was never abandoned, just closed to the public until recently. And still, deserted or not, it's not like just anyone can walk inside. You do realize that.
This caught me completely by surprise. I'm not sure what to say.
Well, you can start by explaining yourself. Why did you come here?
Topics. Building not abandoned?
The last thing I expected was to find people here tonight. I assumed the Institute had shut down indefinitely.
Not indefinitely. It's true that it ceased to operate for a number of years, but we're in the process of reopening it now. While not in the most pristine of conditions, which should be evident if you look around, the structure is still robust and usable, but there's a lot of work to do.
I must say its general state is indeed rough. But I can see how with some cleanup, intensive cleanup, you could get this place up and running again.
Also, other mental hospitals in the region are growing overcrowded, which has prompted state authorities to reuse this place.
Why are other hospitals so overcrowded?
I can't say. Maybe it's the times we're living in. Don't you feel somewhat overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world? I often do. Guess some people are less prepared to cope with all that and, need help.
I see your point.
Still, that doesn't mean I can allow a complete stranger in.
Process of reopening, complete stranger.
So, let me get this straight. The whole institute is being reopened?
That's what I said. Patients from smaller hospitals who are not getting proper attention are being relocated here, and extensive renovations are scheduled to begin tomorrow.
It all seems rather empty, though.
Tonight, it's just me, security, Dr. Miller, and a few patients in the building.
Oh, there are patients here? So when it's not crossed out, does it mean that I can continue?
But where are all the workers? I don't see any ongoing construction or renovations.
It's almost nighttime. Everyone else is arriving in the morning.
This isn't my first time here, you know.
Oh, you used to work here?
Well, I'm very much acquainted with this institute.
You should have said so in the first place. I still don't understand why you came all the way up here in the evening.
There's something from those old days that I need to find, and quite urgently. It's a health issue.
You sound serious.
Very much so.
And you're looking for...
Documents mostly, maybe some notes. There's a matter of great importance that I need to understand.
Well, it's a highly unusual situation, but it's not like you can cause much trouble. And if you do, I'll have the security guard have a not-so-friendly talk with you.
Understood.
Let's talk rules then. First, You're fully responsible for your own safety.
I accept all the risks.
You must also leave before dawn. The construction workers are arriving early and will turn the place upside down. And please, steer clear of the upper floors. There's dangerous equipment up there. Do we have an agreement?
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Julia. This means a lot.
Very well. Go ahead. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. Something tells me this is my last chance before the Institute as I knew it ceases to be.
It's going to be a whole different place in the morning, that's for sure.
So easily right-click to end the conversation. So easily she accepted what I said.
You said there's more people here. Patients too?
Yes, although we're operating with reduced staff. The establishment is far from ready, as should be apparent, meaning mostly low-risk patients have been readmitted.
In this state? I don't understand.
It could use some maintenance, yes. And trust me, I'm freezing to death without those radiators working.
I was under the impression nobody cared about this place anymore, which is why I thought it wouldn't hurt to have a quick look around.
You could have gotten hurt, though. It's not safe to walk everywhere. For instance, no one is allowed on the 3rd floor yet, which is falling apart.
Still, this is all so strange.
Why do you say that? There's nothing strange about an eminent mental hospital reopening for the benefit of society.
You mentioned that patients are being relocated.
Correct. There's hardly anyone here tonight, but a crew of construction workers will be arriving first thing in the morning. I understand the plan is to have the Institute operating at full capacity in about 10 days.
That's ambitious, given the state of the building.
They said it looks worse than it really is, you know.
Don't you find it strange that they're reopening the Institute after all this time?
I don't see what's odd about that. Experts deemed the building usable. Similar mental hospitals didn't have such luck, though, and have been demolished.
So there should be more staff arriving soon.
Yes, in addition to construction workers, both more staff and more patients are scheduled to arrive in the morning.
Don't you find it strange that they're reopening the Institute after all this time?
I don't see what's odd about that. Experts deemed the building usable. Similar mental hospitals didn't have such luck, though, and have been demolished.
So it's not done. Why doesn't cross that?
I didn't have the best of experiences at the Hanwell Mental Institute.
I'm sorry to hear that. As I told you, I'm not familiar with those days. My understanding is that things were rough. But I can assure that all current staff members are new and everyone is eager to get this place up and running again.
Julia, your enthusiasm is commendable, considering the state of this place.
I like to think positive.
Part of the reason why I came back is to make sense out of my involvement in the Institute.
It sounds as if you didn't enjoy working here.
Well, you could say it was a traumatic period in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm even having nightmares about it.
Seriously?
It's been bothering me for weeks. This pressing feeling that I need to do or understand some decisive detail, almost as if I forgot something of extreme importance here.
I hope you find what you're looking for then.
I've been thinking about this institute for a long time now, but only today realized that I needed to come here one more time. Like a strange sense of urgency.
You're beginning to sound awfully cryptic. If you didn't like it here, then why are you doing this?
That's a great question. Why am I doing this?
Okay, I need to get back to work now. Try to make it a quick visit for your peace of mind.
All right. Thank you. I have nothing else to say about this.
Fine by me. If that's all, I'll get back to work.
So who's Dr. Miller?
He has been appointed as the new head director of the Institute, and he's overseeing the whole reopening process.
I thought Hanwell was the director. Isn't that the name of the institute?
That was a long time ago, and I'm not sure about that history either. I do recall that Dr. Miller and Dr. Hanwell were acquainted with each other. And I don't think Dr. Miller is planning to change the name of the Institute either, out of respect for Dr. Hanwell.
My memories of this place are hazier than I thought.
It's likely its current state of disarray. I also find it disconcerting at times. The darkness and stillness of the night doesn't help either.
That's very true. Part of the reason I'm here is to make sense out of my stay at the Institute.
Your stay?
You know, when I...
It's okay. I understand.
You do?
I know what you meant.
I'm still trying to remember.
There's still time, but hurry up.
I'm still trying to remember.
I wish the
There's still
game...
time, but hurry up.
See you later, Julia.
Cross out those things when the conversations are over. Okay, that's a creepy one. I had no idea how to turn them on, otherwise I certainly have tried. There was no point in rummaging through the trash cans. An old but elegant grandfather clock, which unfortunately was no longer working. Okay, where should we go? Opening of the West Infirmary, 1878. Reasons for admissions. Holy shit. Gunshot wound hard study. Rumor of husband murder. What the hell? There was a series of uninteresting magazines on the table. Data 2. I began to remember the layout of the building. This was the administrative area with offices for few key staff members. Investigating offices. The administrative section seemed like a suitable spot to begin my search. Perhaps someone had left notes that would trigger a memory. The vast and lowly ocean extended as far as the eye could see. I felt like I was at the end of the world. Janitor. So fucking dark. Just a bunch of meaningless notes left for the poor janitor. Classical gold. Move mouse to examine the item and left click to put it down. Violin concerts, seat number, blah blah blah. Maybe I can check inside? No. Several liquids that were of no use to me, some of them dangerous even. There was nothing of importance in them. I had the impression that if it worked, the radio would only play pre-war transmissions. Right-click to show an item that you are carrying. The garbage caught my interest as it was rather new compared to the rest. It seemed to be filled with papers. The plastic... I was going to need a sharp object to tear this back. I mean, you can use your hand. Is it just a plastic bag? Clean using cloth, empty trash. Clean using cloth, empty trash. Floor swept and mopped using water and detergent. Clean using cloth. Floor cleaned using detergent. Floor cleaning sanitizer applied. Sanitizer applied to walls and rinse it if necessary. Floors cleaned using blah blah. Same thing. Record book. What record book? What's record book? Schizophrenia. Oh, all the dialogues are here. Something got updated here, but what was it? I don't know. There were probably multiple bug species crawling on that blanket. Judging by the smell, it had been a while since anyone had emptied the trash. Okay, we checked everything. Just need to find a sharp object. Dr. Hawthorne. The office of someone named Hawthorne. It's locked. Dr. Eberbacher? The dimly lit office belonged to Dr. Anne Eberspacher, a stern and cold psychologist whom I remembered from my stay at the Institute. I was surprised to find the... Don't remove the text before I finish it. Sophisticated choice for this room. What could it have meant to the owner? The old drawer seems to be jammed. GN. What was our name? I don't remember our name. This one has a lock. Hanwell Mental Institute. The recovery rate at press tab to read the text more clearly was high thanks to advanced treatment and novel group therapy techniques pioneered by the universally acclaimed psychologist Dr. Anne. Even patients with extreme mental disorders showed meaningful progress under her care and went on to enjoy full lives within the walls of the institute. Many others returned to their families in time, ready to face new challenges and experiences in their improved conditions. I think I can read it easily. Okay, where were we? Doctor, what do you... Some important items are collected in your record. Press escape to... Okay. Organized and directed group of therapy sessions for patients who had a chance of recovering or demonstrate an ability to reason. She even took part in many of those sessions herself, investing an unusual amount of effort in her patients' progress. Colleagues remember her soft, caressing voice. It had a magical effect, soothing everyone around her. Her dedication was initially perceived by the rest of the staff as the mark of passion and altruism. But in time, it became apparent that her interest was purely medical. Although Dr. Ebersbach, I cannot pronounce that name, was generally moral and honorable person, she was in fact wholly uninterested in the patients themselves and was focused rather on the improvement of science. It was by pure chance that her patients improved in return. In later years, Dr. demeanor became cold and calculating. She began to neglect herself, always showing up to work untidy and excluding in excluding the somber mode. Rumors that she made a startling discovery around this day. What did she discover? I was wondering what happened to these people. Right-click to show an item you're carrying. The cassette player owned by Dr. Eberspacher possibly meant she may have to use the recorder through thoughts or sessions. There wasn't much I could do with this device unless I had a cassette with me. Yes, Eberspacher had a degree in clinical psychology. Okay, so a cassette player that we might be able to use later. What a weird pictures in this institute. Hi, Julia. Oh. That's a huge building. This was the sprawling yard of Institute. A library. I've always enjoyed reading a good book. There was the game room, laundry, and rather large, the kitchen, but I hope they weren't planning on cooking any food here. The kitchen, that's the same thing. The large cafeteria. The foyer. Journal updated. Kirkbride architecture. I vaguely remember Dr. Eberspacher as a therapist who treated patients with novel psychology methods. Cafeteria, male infirmary. Library, female infirmary. So wait, before I go here, I think we need to finish this part first. Archive. Many rows of boxes, presumably filled with administrative papers, adorn the east wall. No, it was impossible to pull it out. What is it? Oh, it's a drawer. Lots of names. Oh, I figured the letter opener would come in handy. Yeah, I think we can open that. Certain items can be picked up and used right-click to open your journal. They didn't deserve any my attention. A speaker wiring diagram? What? The wiring diagram seemed to indicate the location of a speaker across section of the first floor. The safe may have stored valuable stuff once, but all that remained meaningless. Records, notes, says, even newspapers, but nothing of importance. All those distinguished doctors seem to have graduated from the same university. Oh, that's interesting. Well, at least they had fire extinguishers, that's provided they were operational. Not an inviting sight. There was so much that still needed to be repaired in this building. The blackboard seemed to have been used and overused through countless years. Why did you come? Below it? What? Below it what? Something below it? Chapter 1, Bipolar Disorders. Chapter 2, Role of Cognition, Bipolar Disorder and the Family. What the hell should I do with these books? Does this book... I mean, do they mean anything? I have no idea. Beginnings. For decades, the Hanwell Mental Institute housed patients of many ages with varying degrees of mental illness. Feeble-minded men and women not fit for living independently in society were admitted and received excellent nursing care. With hygienic environment, magnificent facilities, and well-qualified personnel, the institute strived to attend to all their needs. The 4-story building was constructed atop a cliff amidst a leafy and calm forest, with the goal of housing over 300 patients. This particular location ensured maximum security. Access was severely restricted, and any patient attempting to leave would have to descend a rocky and winding path down to the base of a high mountain, thwarting any attempt to escape the facilities. Everyday patients could spend their time in the vast courtyard, library, or game room and take part in other leisure activities. The most capable ones were periodically selected to help with daily duties such as laundry, cooking, administrative tasks, and such. Groups were assembled and assigned to therapies according to the cognitive capabilities of their members, engaging each individual in diverse approaches to therapy. These included the standard rehabilitations, hydrotherapy, group therapy, and, for the more difficult cases, other more stringent methods. Okay. Visitors would sit here to speak with their relatives or loved ones. Such a desolate sight now was heartbreaking. All things considered, rearranging the table and cleaning up a bit wouldn't take too much time. What I assumed was an alarm button didn't work. It might have been used to alert security of any troublesome patients during visits. I gave it another try, but the alarm wasn't working. The alarm button still didn't work. No luck. There didn't seem to be electricity in this room. bizarre hallucination faded as abruptly as it came. It seemed random, an involuntary fragment of my memory. Unless there was a reason behind it. Did I know the person? Okay, second floor. We can talk about probably some other stuff with her.
I forgot to ask you something. Julia, do you know of a therapist named Anne Ebers-Baker?
No, I'm sorry. She used to work here?
I believe so, yes.
In that case, I have no idea. As far as I understand, they're only hiring new people.
What do you know about the Kirkbride architecture?
Phew, that's a loaded topic. It's the structure of this very same building.
Yes, I assumed as much.
But I know it became dated and impractical, and a big part of the upcoming renovations beginning tomorrow is to turn this old design into a more flexible layout.
Sounds ambitious.
I hear they're going to tear the place apart.
That's all for now. I'll be back.
Okay, let's go first to the trash can thing. Open it. I was going to need a show. Okay. Sins and nuns? Hypo? What? What was that? The phrase sins and nuns and hypo were written on the dirty paper. That was it? There's nothing else in there. Let's ask about this.
Oh, one more thing, Julia. You know, I found the most strange note in the trash.
Are you picking up random trash?
What? No. I just happened to see the paper in a bag.
Okay, I'll bite. What's on the paper?
It looks like notes for chapters in a book. Very abbreviated.
Well, there are many books in the meeting room.
You're right. I might go and take another look.
Okay.
That's all for now. I'll be back.
The meeting. So let's see, where should I go? There was other place that I didn't check. I think it was where was it? This site. Okay, let's go this way. The door seemed to be stuck. Try as I might, I couldn't get it open. No hospital would be complete without a good old-fashioned corkboard. The door was shut tight. Male infirmary. Beyond this area were the low-risk cells. The door seemed to be latched from the other side. Okay. There's no other place in this site that we can check. What's this? Nothing. This switch was useless. I have to be careful. There are some objects that I might miss. Okay. Should go upstairs, you mean? Try as I might, the door wouldn't open. Probably this one is locked too. Yep. The view might once have been breathtaking, but between the stains, dirt, and the gloomy night, it was anything but. It was anything but. Okay, so there is nothing here. Okay, so I guess those books that we maybe are looking might have some clues. I'm not sure if that was the library. Was that the library? Was it here? This has sense. I think this is the book. Hypomania 130. What does it mean? $130. So oh, I didn't check this room. The men's room. Evidently, what intrigued me was the woman's room was nowhere in the vicinity. Out of service. I wasn't planning to go in anyway. The toilet didn't feel very private in its current state. It was impossible to see my reflection with all the dirt. Perhaps a long time ago, those things had invited people to wash their hands, but not now. Oh, there are so many things. Just a regular trash can which unsurprisingly hadn't been emptied. She here. The statue was fairly heavy and somewhat tacky. So let's try 130, I think. Oh, it worked. So what? Oh, the cassette. What about the other ones? What about this? Does it have the same? No, it doesn't work on this. Okay.
Earlier this morning I used foul language in reprimanding a clumsy nurse who forgot to lock the door to the female wing. Truly offensive, dirty words. I don't recall ever doing that before. I've clearly been under a lot of stress lately. My worst fear is becoming another Alice, so I need to remain level-headed and focused. It's this place. There's a general feeling of unease in the Institute, and those unsettling rumors don't help. But the main reason for my jumpy state has to be the baffling regression in Group E. It's disconcerting and worrying. I'm giving Alice too many reasons to use shock treatment on these patients and take all of us decades back in time. Alice Hawthorne, the backwards time traveler, that fucking bastard. Ah, there you go. I did it again. Of all the cases, Rebecca is obviously the most puzzling one. She's having nightmares about her attackers again, after a month of not uttering a word about the incident. And she's also becoming increasingly violent. I fear she will seriously harm herself. Yesterday, Alice found her viciously scratching her stomach. So much she left flesh wounds. She should be giving birth sometime in July. That's 3 weeks from now. Certainly this fact could be the explanation for her regression, if it wasn't for the rest of them.
Okay, now what? What's that? Are those the flesh wounds that she was talking about? When I first arrived at the Institute, I wasn't sure what to expect. Though it's well located and its facilities are modern and effective, the horse and buggy mentality of the staff and approach to medicine are appalling. It's been a few weeks already since I got here, and I know for certain that I won't get along with Alice. I can appreciate Dr. Hanwell's perspective and his needs to take firm hand in everyday activities in the Institute. I know too well what it meant to deal with these sick, mindless individuals, but Ellis is altogether different matter. His attitude is borderline brutish and dates back to a bygone era of barbaric practices. I can't understand how this character has attained so much rank and power at the Institute. Wish I could understand what Hanwell saw in him. In spite of general adverse environment, I'm anxious to start testing my theories with numbers of patients. Fortunately, the staff seems to respect my background and extensive studies. They almost seem intimidated by them. Even Ellis treats me differently, with the kind of silent doubt, as if he didn't know what to expect. And I've seen how he treats women in the Institute. Guess I must be some sort of puzzle to him. So I look forward to keeping my notes and observation in this journal. I'll be working with particularly diverse group, with some of its members exhibiting extreme and promising pathologies. Rebecca is by far the most intriguing subject. This woman has been schizophrenic from the young age, exhibiting a rambling and erratic personality. No family, no social life to speak of. She used to live in the suburbs, where she roamed aimlessly in the streets, your typical town loony. Last year, she was viciously raped by 2 thugs, then left heavily beaten and bruised in damp alley. It's a miracle she's still alive. It's a miracle. Anyone cared enough to save her. Sadly, she became pregnant after the attack, which sent her psyche into an even darker downward spiral. Her mind is in nadir now. She thinks she's carrying the spawn of the devil and has repeatedly attempted to perform an abortion. A strange case by any measure, the sort of patient that would have received unabashed shock treatment in other institutions, and the perfect subject to test newer, less invasive approaches to mind healing. Our first group therapy session will begin tomorrow with about half dozen patients. Or so I've been told. I'm going to focus on one particular group for now, and I believe Hanwell himself will be present for the first sessions. Nothing of the sort has been attempted in this place, and I'm excited to take the first steps into brighter new age for psychology. Okay. Find the therapy room. Ebersbacher conducted a series of important therapies, and something about Group E troubled her deeply. I was sure that further details could uncover in therapy room. Group E. The Group E that Ebersbacher mentioned in her recording, I felt it wasn't the first time I heard about this. Had I been part of that group, this development was clearly worthwhile investigate. Okay, now what? Should we ask Julia again? Oh, 9 p.m.
Julia, it's Bruno. Our adorable, high-risk patient has escaped again. No idea how he does that. Please call someone. I need assistance immediately. I'm outside the cafeteria.
Oh, she's gone. An elegant typewriter was sitting on Julia's desk. Register of visitors. It seems like Julia had a lot of paperwork to do. Just like the rest of the institute, the phone, albeit stylish, was old and dusty. Several scribbled notes were scattered on the desk. That's it. It was a good idea to keep that coat nearby, considering the biting cold. There's nothing here. Okay. Where should we go? Therapy room? Where is therapy room? It's there. I have to get out of the courtyard, or maybe one of these, which I'm not sure if we can go. They are all closed.
Hold on.
Oh,
Who the hell are you?
I'm just looking around.
You what? Does this look like a shopping mall to you?
I spoke with Julia and she gave me permission. You don't need to worry about me.
This place. It's unbelievable. Am I the only one taking my job seriously?
Well,
Look, it doesn't matter. I have enough on my plate with this patient on the loose. Just be on your way.
Patient on the loose?
Yeah, I managed to lock him inside the cafeteria. See for yourself.
I don't see anyone. Oh, shit. What the hell?
I see what you mean. That guy seems dangerous.
Dangerous? He's a flaming demon. He's tearing down the whole place. At this rate, there won't be a cafeteria in the morning.
You do seem busy, but can I ask some questions anyway?
Sure, whatever. The name's Bruno.
I understand patients are being relocated.
That's the plan, yes.
Relocated from where?
Man, I don't know. Places. Other institutes that are too crowded. The world is a madhouse these days. What do you expect?
Do you at least know if they are old or new patients?
I don't, and that's not information I could openly share anyway. Tonight, there are very few patients admitted. Tomorrow, they're bringing more.
I'd like to tell you why I'm here. You see,
Let me stop you right there. Not my problem. If Julia said it was okay for you to be here, then it's fine.
you're not even curious?
Do I look like the kind of person who pursues answers, knowledge, meaning?
What?
Exactly.
Are you familiar with the Kirkbride plan?
Kirk what? Sounds like something I don't care about.
It's the architecture of the building we're in.
Oh, right. I remember hearing that term during meetings to coordinate the reopening. An old and impractical type of construction.
But there were plans to change that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the whole story. But for sure the idea is to continue that work, beginning tomorrow.
Does the term Group E ring a bell, Bruno?
Nah, is that a therapy group?
I believe so, yes. I'm trying to find more information about it.
The archive documents in this place are a complete mess, so good luck with that.
But why is that? Why is everything here in such a state of disarray?
I don't know much about it, except that it was well before my time here. That's past history now.
So, a madman on the loose.
Yes, we're having a bit of trouble with this especially rowdy patient. It's the second time today that he's escaped. In my defense, the high-risk section needs a lot of maintenance. Low risk is in somewhat better shape, sans the atmosphere of impending doom. But high risk needs some intensive work, pronto.
That doesn't inspire much confidence, though.
Welcome to my world. Be thankful there's only one high-risk patient admitted at the moment.
Yikes. You mentioned something about past history with the Institute.
Ugly business. I don't like gossip, especially when my job is involved. This is all I know. It was mostly a conflict between the staff and directors.
Conflict? Over what?
Disagreements about the handling of patients. Apparently there were oversights. Quite a few of them. I don't know much more other than what the newspapers said. You know, the rumors.
Like I said, I met Julia at the entrance. She seems to be a really nice person.
She's cool, but that's also her weakness. Sometimes she can be too nice.
What do you mean?
For example, as a receptionist, she let in a complete stranger who talks too much.
I get it.
Yeah, I've seen him around. But he's a reserved fellow. Haven't spoken much with him. He's the one calling the shots now.
What do you mean, calling the shots?
Dude, are you a bit slow? He's going to be in charge when this place officially reopens. And I hear he's also secured the money to make all this happen.
Wow. Does the name Baker ring a bell?
I remember seeing an office with that name, but that's all I know. Why are you asking? Are you related to her?
I'm not sure. I think I knew her, yes. There's a period of my life I can't quite remember.
Are you feeling okay? I have a couple of empty cells if you need to lie down and rest.
Yes, I'm fine.
You positive?
Absolutely. No need for that. Tell me about you, Bruno.
I'm just what you see. Nothing more.
I see a troubled man in front of me with an attitude problem.
Ha ha, so funny. Let me know how you feel after you spend a few more hours in this place.
Do you know where the therapy room is?
Yes. It's on the other side of this floor.
Great, and how can I get there?
You can't with Samson back here trashing the whole cafeteria. It's the only way to reach the back corridor of this floor.
You mean the cafeteria is the only way to the therapy room?
Yeah. Well, the library also connects both sides of the building, but the last time I checked, it was locked.
Okay, what should I do then?
All right, I'll be going.
Hey, wait. You seem like a decent sport. Or at least a harmless one. I have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
Can you go fetch my baton? I left it in my office when I went running to pursue our friend the Tasmanian Devil here.
Okay, I guess. Where is that?
You need to go all the way through the infirmary, then down the stairway. My office is in a lower corridor they used to call the Tunnel of the Damned.
Good grief.
Nah, the name is more intimidating than it sounds. Just please go, ASAP. I need that baton to deal with the ongoing crisis.
Sounds good. I'll be on my way.
I haven't seen stairway. Bruno, the security guard, had asked me to fetch his baton to deal with crazed patient, an annoying task, but the therapy room was beyond the cafeteria anyway, and I had to get there. Tunnel of the Damned. I had to go to so-called Tunnel of Damned, one of the most horrifying places in the city. Hopefully I will find the answer I was seeking in there. It was locked before. Who opened this? Even when it was clean and orderly so many years ago, the infirmary had ever been cozy place. The malfunctioning fluorescent lights hurt. Again, got too soon. Is that a therapy group? The radiators weren't working and it showed. The infirmary felt like an Arctic. Most windows in areas with patients had some manner of protection. Still, sometimes a crazed patient would tear the grills apart and mash their head against the glass. What are these for? You could have put the best mattress you could find on those beds and they still wouldn't be comfortable. It looked like some kind of organ. I had no idea which one. I wish the radiator were turned on, but I'd stopped. I'd lost hope by then. Oh. For the record player. Oh, shit. This block stairways likely led to basement and second floor. Apparently some patients had already been transferred even before the reopening. I think he's killing himself. I tried opening the cell to no avail. There didn't seem to be any water or whatever unspeakable fluid ran through the pipes in this place. Apparently every mirror in this place was completely useless. Not much I could do with those things if water wasn't running. The showers were covered with icky mold and grime. What the hell is that? I wondered how many diseases could be found in a toilet, probably all of them. I guess somebody didn't like this teddy bear. Somehow I could relate to this situation, rejected and discarded by society. Oh. What the fuck? What the hell? The cell wouldn't open. Oh shit. So fucking dark in here. There was all the equipment scattered around, damaged and without any apparent use. Upon entering the corridor, I could see why it was nicknamed Tunnel of the Damned. I didn't recall ever being down here, and I was thankful for that. On further though, thought it was a relief that at least something in this place actually worked properly and the cells were locked. I don't think they were working properly. One of them got out, went in the shower. I wonder what the story was behind that quaint music box. It wouldn't open, but there was probably nothing of much interest inside. I assumed a set of keys would be useful and grabbed them on an impulse. Bruno's cabinet was tightly shut. The drawer was filled with old and useless paper. The drawer seemed like it was about to fall apart with all those papers in it. I took Bruno's baton with me as he requested. October 14 noon, music again. That blasted tune echoing in the corridor gets on my nerves, as if all the bizarre noises in this horrible place weren't enough. But the only way to keep him calm, I'll take the creepy children's nursery music over his maniacal pounding in the day. Good thing I brought my own food. They said previous provisions would be available for us during this phase, but I swear they are trying to poison us. I would pick one of the abomination in those jars from the museum over that canned stuff they sent us, or maybe not. I'm bored. I don't know who is supervising this construction work, but there is no way the place will be safe condition to bring in more patients anytime soon. Certainly not tonight, if you ask me. And no one will. I'm a nobody. This whole thing is a way too rushed, and don't need to bring in dangerous psychopaths to test security of the facilities. Just being here for 5 minutes will tell you all you need to know. I'm beginning to regret signing up for this. There is a foul stench coming from that massive metal door at the end of the corridor. I think it leads to storage room in the basement. I can only imagine the source of that smell. Can't seem to open the door, though it won't budge. I think it's mechanical. That electrical sound behind it doesn't inspire confidence either. Evening, somewhat. That's it. I'm taking that cursed musical box away. Can't stand it anymore. I don't care how much he enjoys music. Eventually he'll bang his own brains into oblivion. Gonna be organized for whatever it's worth, and not accurate items for next entries. 6 p.m. The lighting in the godforsaken place is falling and giving me headache with all that constant flickering. It's worse than the horrible smell at the end of the corridor, but at least the smell doesn't hurt. Hope the construction workers arrive on time. 7 p.m. Stupid me, couldn't help myself and tried opening that door. Zap, electric shock. Way to go, genius. I should trust my instinct next time. With all this stinking humidity down here, I can only assume the moisture has caused a wiring malfunction. One thing's for sure, I'm not getting anywhere beyond this corridor. 8 p.m. 2 keys seem to be missing. One for the locked office of a certain Hawthorne. The other is for the office of the previous director of the institute, Hanwell himself. That Dr. Miller guy asked me about those keys again. Sure, Your Highness, Dr. Miller, let me spend the whole night searching for those keys for ya. I'm not your damn assistant, although that patient roaming the building, Leo, is it? There is something odd about him. I don't trust that guy. Should have a word with him when I get the chance. Bruno's desk was quite a mess. There were some random notes hanging on the carpet, old forgotten memories. No doubt this noise of alarm would disturb the dangerous patients even more. The view was anything but pleasant. Why did I do that? Can we open this? So what are the keys that we found? Baton, red record, yellow record. An old one as a classical gold. The label on this one said relaxing classical music. Nice, I would have used some relaxation. The record was in good condition. It said classical symphonies. Bruno had better not see me holding the keyring. He had bad temp. It was Bruno's button. It felt sturdy. It could deliver a powerful blow to unruly patients. Hopefully he wouldn't use it on me. A metallic sound resonated throughout the menacing tunnel of damn, yet the door wouldn't open. This cell seemed to be abandoned. All the scribbling adorned the walls. I wondered how on earth he could draw any of that. Hell. Is the guy gone?
Well, you brought my baton. Someone who's actually helpful in this godforsaken chunk of concrete.
Don't mention it. It was easy to find with your directions.
Okay.
So, what are you gonna do about that madman? You have the baton now.
I'm not going in there yet. I'll wait until he's calmed down a bit.
How can you calm down someone like him?
He will calm down. Eventually, I guess.
Should I talk about this?
There were records lying around in the infirmary. Do you recognize them?
No, there's random junk scattered everywhere. They need to clean up this damn place.
You don't have the keys to the library?
No.
What kind of security guard are you?
Hey, back off. This place is a mess. It's a miracle they have any security.
I'll be going.
Where is he? I think he's calm. No. He's not.
Hey!
What?
Whoa, where do you think you're going with that keyring?
Sorry, I thought I had to bring you that too.
No, you shouldn't touch those keys. Please give them back.
Yes, of course.
Oh, fuck. How did you see those keys? And where is Julia? Okay, where was that? The record player? I think we need to find a guitar piece because he had a guitar in his room, right? Relaxing classical music. Classical gold. What happened to the green? Oh, it's over there. That's why. Violin. loot. Guitar. Okay, let's see. It worked. PM. I remembered how busy this place was back in the day, patients gobbling their stew or rubbing it on their face. I could almost hear the sound of dishes clanking. I figured there was nothing of interest beneath that blanket, and I hadn't wanted to touch it anyway. Despite its age, it was functional, as I had confirmed it myself. The left speaker was in decent condition. The remains of an old, unidentified meal. The windows hadn't been cleaned in a long time. Seriously, how the fuck they are going to open this? Some faint moonlight leaked through the dirt, allowing me to find my way in the cafeteria. Adhering to the Kirkbride principle, for most of its existence, the Hanwell Mental Institute adhered to it. The Kirkbride plan, with two long wings extending to the west and east for male and female patients respectively. The Kirkbride plan was a building as cure model for mental hospitals, focusing on healing mental illness through the layout design and the strategic staffing hierarchy. Similar institutes built using this plan exhibited varied architectural styles, but the majority adopted the familiar bat-wing arrangement. This consisted of sections of rooms branching off from a central structure, allowing each area in the building to benefit from exposure to natural light and proper air circulation. Before the Kirkbride brand, the mentally ill were kept in regular houses or prisons without appropriate facilities or were concealed in public buildings. Thomas Story Kirkbride, the psychiatrist who designed the Kirkbride plan, believed the layout of mental hospital buildings was of prime relevance to the patient treatment. Various patient distribution criteria were applied within each establishment, such as the separation of high-risk patients from lower-risk ones. Kirkbride emphasized to psychiatric professionals the importance of keeping patients busy with tasks, since it benefited their mental health and also helped with the maintenance of the grant of buildings. The only thing that works in this building are these alarms. Hopefully it wouldn't collapse under the weight of rain. The door seems stuck but almost gave way. What? What? Who was that?
Oh.
Who the hell are you?
My name is Lenny.
Hello, Lenny. I didn't expect to find someone like you walking around.
Oh, but you don't have to worry about me. I behave well. They allow me to walk alone and help.
Well, that's a relief then. I'm pleased to meet you, Lenny.
Now it's my turn to clean this corridor. Why are you here?
It's difficult to explain, Lenny. Some time ago, I was like you. I was being treated in this institute. But something happened. A terrible circumstance that I can't remember. And the truth is, I'm not feeling well. And I don't want to be treated again.
Yes, I know. It happened to me too.
What? You too? But then...
I was here at that time when something happened.
Lenny, we need to talk more. So, what about you, Lenny? Do you roam the corridors all the time?
Oh, not quite. I'm assisting with the renovation of the building, cleaning as many areas as I can.
You seem to know your way around. What can you tell me about the Institute?
I don't know. It's nice. I like it in here. Feels like home.
How long have you been here?
Oh, long time. Years, as far as I can recall. They took me away all of a sudden, but I kept asking about Hanwell, and one day they brought me back.
But don't you want to leave and go outside, see the world?
Not really. Maybe I did want to leave a long time ago, but I've forgotten why. There's nothing out there for me.
What do you think about Bruno?
Who is that?
I'm referring to the security guard.
Oh, that man. I didn't know his name. We saw each other a number of times, but we don't speak. I think he's mean.
Yes, he does seem to have a bit of an attitude. Have you met Dr. Miller?
Yes, briefly. I don't like him.
Why is that, Lenny?
He's hiding something. Be careful with him.
About Dr. Ebers-Baker.
Bebbers?
Anne Ebers-Baker.
Oh, Dr. Anne, yes. I remember when we gathered the chairs around her. It was nice speaking with her.
What were the therapy sessions about?
Well, let me see. We talked about our problems, how to keep a healthy mind, our fears too, and how to cope with them. Dr. Anne made me feel well.
What are your thoughts on Julia?
Who's Julia?
The girl in the foyer, the receptionist.
Oh, yes. I saw her a few times, but we don't speak much. I'm too busy cleaning.
I'm looking for details about a particular therapy group.
Therapy?
My suspicion is that patients who participated in a series of therapy sessions were somehow connected to the circumstances that led to the closure of the Institute. Does this sound familiar to you?
Therapy groups. Yes. I remember them. I had many friends back then.
You do remember?
I remember the sessions. We were all there. They called us Team E.
Hold on. Did you mean Group E?
Yes, that's it.
But wait, you were saying that you were in Group E during the sessions?
Yes. I remember the letter E very well when they called us. And, Dr. Anne.
This is extraordinary, Lenny. Now we need to understand who else belonged in Group E. About the patients in Group E, you said you were there.
Yes, there were a few of us. Dr. Ann spoke often and encouraged everyone to speak too. At first it was nice. We enjoyed sitting next to each other. I think I remember you.
What?
It was a happy time, but then came the pain.
Pain? What are you talking about, Lenny?
I'm not sure, but it all started down below. I don't want to think about it.
Down below?
Down below? What do you mean?
Yes. We were all happy until they took us to the floor beneath.
I assume you mean the basement. What happened there?
I don't want to talk about it. I want to forget. No more pain.
Please, Lenny, I really need to know what happened. It will help both of us.
That's where it all started. Down below. You should go and see for yourself.
Let's talk some more about this Group E. You said you remember me.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm so sorry, Lenny, but I can't seem to remember you. It's been such a long time since I was here.
It's okay. You seem like a friend.
And I believe you're a friend too, Lenny. Who else was part of Group E? Please try hard, Lenny.
This is what comes to mind. Friends with fears and problems.
Such as?
I don't remember his name. A big man with the mind of a child. He had an accident and was terrified of fire. We could never talk about fire during the sessions. Dr. Ann forbade that.
What about the others? How many of us were in the sessions?
Oh, there was a woman. She had a baby inside, but she didn't like the baby and often hit her belly.
That sounds terrible. Anyone else from Group E, Lenny? Just one more effort.
I don't recall the names. There was a man who was funny, but sometimes also mean. And another one with a funny accent. But please, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
The building is surprisingly deserted, isn't it?
It is. There aren't many like me, and I'm the only one who helps.
Do you know if there are more like you coming?
No. Sorry.
Is there anything else you can tell me about this?
No. I'm sorry.
About me?
Are you feeling bad?
That's one way to put it. My memories feel like they're broken. I've been here, that's one certainty, but some grisly event left my mind crippled.
I feel the same. My memories of that time are fuzzy. I liked being here. This place always made me feel comfortable until the event.
What did they do to us, Lenny? If I'm unable to recall what happened, I'll lose my mind. These nightmares of visions are haunting me. They can happen anytime, any moment, and they disturb me to no end.
I don't think I have visions myself, but my mind isn't well either.
I can feel their flashbacks, as in actual moments that took place here, in this institute. Perhaps they're a sign that my mind is beginning to recover. We need to find the truth, Lenny.
I will help you.
Nothing else comes to mind?
I don't want to think about that anymore.
Does the word Kirkbride mean anything to you?
That word reminds me of something. Someone said that. Oh no.
What, Lenny?
It was down below when I heard that word.
Did you hear anything else about this?
No.
Nothing else comes to mind?
I don't want to think about that anymore.
Lenny, I'm looking for the therapy room.
Yes, it's down the corridor.
Oh, then if you would just let me...
No, you can't go.
What do you mean?
I'm cleaning the corridor.
Okay, I'll just step right here, carefully, and avoid.
No, you'll ruin everything!
Fine. Please, don't scream. Lenny, I really need to get to the therapy room.
But not until I finish cleaning. Please respect my work.
All right. Lenny, I need to learn more. What's in the basement?
I don't like to remember that place, but something happened down there.
What am I supposed to do?
Just look in the rooms. You'll understand. And be careful.
Well, Lenny, it was nice talking to you. I'll be on my way.
Wait, you said you wanted to know what happened?
That's right. I came here looking for answers.
Oh, I don't like these memories, but it all started down below.
Down below?
Yes. I've been trying to forget, but if you want answers, you should go there.
Down below. So we can go there. I guess that's down below. The cart was full of rubbish. Poor Lenny was going to have a lot of work cleaning up this place. A pile of broken wheelchairs and random rubbish decorated the bottom of the staircase. What the fuck is this? Of all things that could prove useful inside this place, paint wasn't one of them. What is that? The paint kind of brush thingy. Some stack boxes and uninteresting. The disgusting carcass of dead cat was a perfect fit for the gloomy ambience of the basement. That poor cat. The clothes had been hanging in a dark and damp place for a long time and thus were covered in mold. Not even moths cared about these filthy rags. Maybe some time ago patients used to wear them, but at present they wouldn't serve even a dish rag. Shit, that's too dark there. Dark, like all horrendous things which transpired inside this building. It was too dark to venture ahead. The burning fire in the boiler bathed the room in sinister glow. For the time being, we've been able to proceed without raising much suspicion. That won't last long. Yesterday, the absences from the yard were noticed and Nurse Alice inquired about the missing patients. Sidestepping Ebersbacher and addressing me directly like that means the nurses are far more concerned than I imagined. As for Eberbacher, I overheard her wondering aloud why her patients were covered in dirt if they hadn't been seen in the yard. It's a relief that Walter gave in to the idea of renovating our building, but he's growing too old-fashioned and stubborn. No doubt the failure of his invention hit him hard. He used to keener on progress and the swift adoption of new modern technologies, but something deep inside him has changed. Now he's stuck in the past and has grown too attached to this building. His grandiose creation, which inevitably has to change, no matter we waited for too long and need money. It always comes down to money. Until we are able to secure adequate funding, we have no choice but to resort to cheap labor. Being located in the countryside has its share of benefits, but procuring the manpower needed to remodel this place has proven to be quite a bit more challenging than expected, and always subject to brutal reality of the cost. At first, Walter insisted we select one patient from each group to minimize the risk of calling attention to their absence, but I argued that it was preferable to choose the entire class-knit group to avoid spreading unnecessary chatter that we couldn't control. Of course, in the end, they are all lunatics. Their words carries no weight compared to ours, but still desirable to keep gossip to minimum. If one small group of mentally unstable people insist on discussing things the greater population knows nothing about, we could always contend that this isolated group is experiencing collective hallucination. It's almost midnight and my turn to supervise the work. One of the patients mentioned the odd smell emanating from the newly opened tunnel. They always imagine the strangest things, but I think I heard a sort of hissing sound that puzzled me. It seems worth investigating. Can't believe it. As I approached the opening, there was a hint of haze or condensation in the air, and it smelled very unusual indeed. I can't describe it, but it felt old, some kind of ancient, highly concentrated earthly smell. Curious about this, I instructed the patient, Leonard, I believe, to strike that wall one more time. I had to insist twice. His tool wedge opened the crevice, which released formidable stream of fumes. It's hard to convey it on paper, but there was a change in air pressure and the foul odor intensified throughout the tunnel. The patients are too nervous. I must seek Walter. The right boiler wasn't working. Fortunately, the other one provided enough light to search the place. I presume this boiler had fallen from grace, like much of the rest of the Institute, due to neglect and lack of maintenance. Jonas Crawford, 42, unstable, male wing, first floor, cell 105A, therapy group E. Profile, medium-sized male whose outlandish behavior and off-putting manners often disturbs his peers. A clear case of paranoia, and deemed highly unstable. Even though he is slim and fairly short in stature, Jonas Crawford has been known to terrorize some of the most tenacious patients with his wild, staring eyes. Fortunately, Crawford is often in good spirits, and whenever that happens, he can be one of the most joyful and amusing patients in the Institute, constantly making jokes and lightening the mood. He's fast talker and quite witty too. He could have become a great comedian if not for his mental condition. However, just as he can be cheerful, he can also immediately turn violent and frequently causes harm both to his peers and the nursing team. Crawford has an intense fear of darkness, which many specialists still cannot explain. There was some kind of grating on trapdoor on the concrete floor. The pipes in the room were covered with rust. I wonder if those worn-out pipes were just decoration at this point. Okay, now what? There's no other place that we can go. Oh, I missed this. Power emergency. Emergency lighting wiring. It seems to be a diagram for wiring in the basement. Did it work? Yeah. The gate was locked. Echoes of distant flowing water came from downstairs. What did they find? The electrical installation was quite old, like everything else in this institute, and thus a complete section in the basement was shrouded in darkness. I had to find some way to restore power. Capable of cutting wires or metal strings. It was impossible to see anything in the room. I had to find a way to restore the lights. I had no luck opening the door. Which way did we come from? That way? No, I think we should go that way. I had no luck opening this door. I doubt the door could open without the help of heavy equipment. What the fuck? The problem was clear. A rodent had chewed on the wires, short-circuiting the lighting in the basement and killing the rat in the process. There was nothing I could do with the circuit box while there was electrical current in it. I was bound to suffer the same fate as rats. I figured the door would lead back to the high-risk area, but that short lock prevented it from opening. So, in that case, we need to cut the power, but we won't be able to see shit then. Maybe that emergency one would help. Can we cut this? Nope. I wouldn't be able to unlock it even with a key. So what does the emergency look like? Nope. Can't go there. So let's go down. See if we can fix that. It was not the most professional electrical job, but it would hold. Okay, now we have to... What? Why did it open? Remember luck, which didn't surprise me. Shouldn't we restore power first? Most of the cells in the tunnel of the dam seemed to be abandoned, and the doors wouldn't open. The window was broken and a thick veil of darkness hung over the cell, probably abandoned. The cell door was tightly shut. It goes back to the same place that we find the button. Yeah. You, stay back. That guy is dangerous. What the fuck is he doing? Stop that. Don't make it come out of my office. Hey, leave the patient alone.
Hey, Bruno. What can you tell me about Lenny?
Who?
The patient who is cleaning the corridors.
Oh, Leo.
I think it's Leonard, but yes, that guy.
I don't appreciate him wandering around like that. But I guess he's okay. Doesn't look like he could do much harm to anyone. But I'll tell you this. I saw him a number of times getting too close to places he shouldn't be. Once I saw him entering and leaving one of the high-ranking offices.
Now that's strange.
You bet. There's likely confidential information in there.
Ever heard of a patient called Crawford?
Crawford? No, I'm sorry. Then again, it's not like I pay much attention to the patients' names.
No worries, thank you. If you think Lenny is acting suspiciously, why don't you do something about him?
I've received explicit instructions to leave Leo alone, and that's what I'm doing. At least for now.
So you really don't know anything else about it?
All I know is that you're getting on my nerves.
Okay.
I'll be going.
I think we need to go back and restore the main power. Okay, I think we have now power everywhere. The gate was locked because, okay, we need to find a key. Tools and machinery lay scattered across construction areas, seemingly abandoned in a chaos. Walls were cracked, pulling under weight of the years, and the metallic scent of rust mixed with earthly smell. Fucking hell, every time. Doesn't let me finish. Part which had seen better days was in the corner of the construction area. Move to the unit system. Over time, mental hospitals built using Kirkbride system began to present numerous maintenance and operational problems. Faults in the design led to unforeseen practical difficulties, and the rigid layouts prohibited efficient expansion. The Kirkbride plan soon became a significant problem in mental health. Since many mental hospitals are state-funded, a combination of budget cuts and high maintenance expenses spelled doom for the principles of the Kirkbride plan. Personal wages, medications, medical appliances, coal for boilers, electrical maintenance, and sewage services represented but a small fraction of the cost of keeping such a large establishment operating. With the general high levels of stress and economic issue also impacting the public in modern society, experts warn of a surge in mental health disorders and an increased need for specialized treatment centers. Thus, the demand for mental hospitals kept growing even as institutions adhering to the Kirkbride plan afforded only slow and costly construction. Concern intensified in the field as psychiatrists and medical professionals began to question the theory that architecture played a role in mental health. And so the prestigious Hanwell Mental Institute sought to adopt, as did many other mental hospitals, by undergoing extensive remodeling according to the new design philosophy that came to be known as the unit system. Instead of a single sprawling building, the various departments in such establishments would be separated into smaller discrete structures. With this new approach, a purely administrative building would have no physical connection to one housing patients. To achieve this ambitious goal, many existing Kirkbride institutions resorted to constructing utilitarian underground tunnels connecting various buildings, since aesthetics were no longer a concern. For the first time, I felt like there was a clear purpose or meaning behind my vision. My mind was trying to unearth an important memory. What were a group of patients doing in the basement? What we were forced to do here? An opening in the construction area was boarded up. We can't remove it. What's that? This wheel was rusted in place. No, I would end up ruining it with all the rust. A cart for transporting construction material was in the center of the room. I think we need to find something to push that cart to that wall. What? I don't know. (11 p.m.) Okay, I'm going to end this episode here. I think the game is interesting story-wise. I'm really intrigued to understand what the hell is happening here. It's a little bit slow, because it's kind of those classic point and click kind of games. It's not like our typical horror gameplay. But overall, I kind of like the storytelling and the mysteries inside this facility. So I'm going to continue this game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as well. If that was the case, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Take care and have fun.